Oh, hi. Welcome to Black, White, and Red All Over, where we are going to read, review, recommend some hotness for you. That's what we're here for. Just two guys reading some books. Yeah. Join us. Oh, that looks good. Oh, this one's low. I gotta get it. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of Black, White, and Red All Over. I'm Victor Danders, the hardest working man in comics.
Ryan Seymour, king of comics, out here in lovely Columbus, Ohio.
And we are here for the week of April 12th. Yo, it's my birthday. Yeah, I'm celebrating. Okay, so I'm 14. That's my story and I'm sticking to it. I'm sticking to that. We're just going to invert those numbers and we're just going to call it 14. We're just going to do that.
That's how it works.
Yeah, but...
I'm 74.
Whoa, you look good though. You look good for 74.
Not bad.
Black don't crack. So we're celebrating. There are some cracks though. We're celebrating some awesome books that have dropped this week. I fell in love with a lot of stuff that I read, but there was a lot more that
there was a
had
ton
to put back.
So there was like a gang of other books that didn't reach this point, but that is no shame. They're never ender. That
was a good one.
I was looking forward to.
Yeah.
So there's
Fantastic Four, freaking there was a bunch of stuff. Batman Incorporated,
Seasons Have Teeth.
Oh
that
yes,
that was there.
So there's lots of stuff that you should be checking out at your local comic shop. We're just going to read, recommend, and review a couple to you. So starting off, we've got two that are the same, one that's different. Yep. So these are good reads that you should read. Okay, so if you got some extra dollars, these are the ones that you should add to your read pile if you got it.
Yep.
Okay, so where do you want to start?
Hit me with the Ghostlight, because I reviewed issue 2.
Okay. So, Silver Surfer Ghostlight number 3. John Jennings, Valentine Delandro, Matt Milla. Okay. You know how we've been saying that the Avengers series that Paul Levitz and Alan Grant are doing is like old school comics? Here's the modernized version of that. So, the way that John and company are weaving in this old school Silver Age tale, but modernizing the context of it. So we're seeing characters like the Stranger, but the framework of the Stranger being here, very old school. So I really love the way that this is playing out. It's kind of crazy. The art style, again, super Jean-Paul Leon, so it makes me feel all kinds of nostalgic for Earth X. But the context of the story is heartwarming and super down to earth, which is amazing when you're considering the cosmic entity of the Stranger being involved. So, highly recommend this one. It's really, really good. If you want that modern Silver Age vibe, there it is. 100%. There it is. Wow, I just thought about that. Silver Age, Silver Surfer. Yeah. When it's there, it's there. It's there.
It markets itself.
Literally.
From AfterShock Comics.
I almost picked that up.
It's really, really good.
Of course it is.
Elliot Callan, Andrea Moody, Maniac of New York. Don't call it a comeback. So in the previous 2 volumes of Maniac of New York, Maniac gets killed.
Yeah, that happens.
It happens. Like, he's been a Jason-like character.
Yep.
Running Sick House from New York City for years and years and years.
Love it.
And finally, 2 plucky police officers are able to get in there and kill him.
Yeah.
So what happens is, in any good slasher franchise, someone else steps up.
Of course they do.
There's a new slasher. Marry the slasher. Yep. Yeah.
That's brilliant.
But here's a fantastic twist.
Okay.
We don't know if she's actually the Maniac.
Really?
There are other people that are taking up the mantle of the Maniac. Vigilante style.
Okay. So basically what you're saying is every slasher film series that we've ever seen, other than Scream, they are a bunch of slackers. Like, they're just relying on one entity to be the thing that terrorizes everyone.
Yeah.
But Scream is the only one that gets it right, where they go, oh, that person died?
I'm gonna step in.
Ghostface is ready, baby.
Right?
Ghostface forever.
And that's what's happening. People are making their own. It's crazy,
genius.
And they're attacking it at different angles. Like one of them is going to be the vigilante that's going to protect, and other people have it completely different. Like it's really, and that's not giving anything away because once they start getting into these other characters and the other like mythos behind, it's absolutely amazing. And I'm not sure if I saw a bunny mask Easter egg in there, but if I did, thank you.
More gooder.
So
Even more gooder.
So if you're looking for like Friday the 13th style monster mayhem, please pick up the first 2 trades of Maniac of New York and then issues 1 and 2 of the current series.
Biggity boom. Look at that. Longevity. I love it. Let's do Phantom Road.
Yeah.
Let's talk Phantom Road number 2. Jeff Lemire, Gabriel Walta, Jordi Belair. This one, again, issue 1 slept on. Like, I didn't know what it was, picked it up and was like, holy crap, this is dope. All mystery, though. Like, supernatural mystery. We still don't know exactly what's going on. We do know that there are some people that you just, like, when they say stop, you stop.
You just do.
Yeah, like the tone of voice.
Yeah.
You just kind of, the face that they give you. You're like, I'm sorry.
Maybe I ought to listen.
I thought I was tough. But yeah, the mystery of this is building, and it's super fun. Okay, so the story as we know it, we have this trucker who's living life, going through it,
just doing his thing,
right? Suddenly encounters an occurrence.
Yes, there was a car accident that he's trying to help people with, and things get weird.
Super weird, right? Suddenly transported to a place that is here but not here. There are beings that look malformed.
Yes. That would be a way to describe them.
Very underdeveloped, if you will.
Clayface's ugly stepson.
Yeah.
So figure out the genetics.
Yeah, figure all of that because that's a Maury episode right there, man. You are something. But so these 2 strangers are now inexplicably linked together and having to go through whatever this journey is going to be. And again, we don't know anything. Like we're finding this out as they go along, so it's a huge adventure and I'm really digging it. Like to be 2 issues in and as much in the dark but with as much world building has happened, that's really good.
And the art and color choices between our world and this other place they're going to, really well done.
Solid. You can feel the difference. The art style in general, it's got a flavor to it. Like you can, I'm not saying you should lick the page, don't do that, but you could, and you would taste something. Is it good that what you would taste? I don't,
because I want to know.
No, you don't.
Because there's where I started to think I understood something,
right?
And then there is an action at the end that because it's the second that I'm like, okay, I think I know the rules.
Exactly. No. And so we're learning this as we go along. It's absolutely amazing. So yeah, that's good stuff. Okay, to round out our good reads that you should read, Mark Miller, Jorge Jimenez, Nemesis Reloaded. I can't even talk. This book is so amazing. Issue 4. So, okay, here's the deal. Okay, you guys know that we are Miller heads over here. And this is how good he is. He not only gets a book on the honorable mentions, he also gets one on the must read because he's that good. Okay.
I hope I inspire an enemy.
Oh my God.
As much as like at some point I get Nemesis.
Nemeside? Nemeside? Yeah. If I don't, I will Nemesis to exist because the level of revenge that's at play here. Who hurt you? Like Mark? Like no, I need to know like who is it that you are actually embodying this level of revenge against? Because what you're doing is brutal for almost no reason.
Yeah, like if it's last house on the left.
Yeah.
But like where the bad guys win.
Yes.
So like the good guys actually enter the bad guy's house.
Yeah, because like there's no making. And okay, so here's the thing. We were talking about this before. The hench folk that you have doing this, seemingly at random. What is that? Like, what is going on? What did they do?
For a character who is so calculated, so planned and thought out, there's got to be some method to this.
Yeah, and it seems so random that it's almost terrifying. And maybe this is one of those, the way the state of the world is right now, ripped from the headline style. It's creepy. like this could just happen. Like I could just wake up and be in the employ of Nemesis, having to do something horrible to like a maternity ward, because he would do that. Okay, he would do that.
What I like also is the direct connection to other Miller World properties.
Come on, big shout out. That was amazing.
It's like the easiest Batman, like Batman's hardware.
Yeah.
Except with Joker's software.
Which that's gross. You don't want that. Yeah.
Is he the product of his upbringing, in the sense of like he had some not good parents,
right?
But then on top of having not good parents,
the experiences after the fact made him worse.
Yeah,
that's a good point.
Like, what if his parents were, I don't know, like Edison Crane's parents?
Not great, but they built a hero. Like they built a hero.
Yeah, the choices. All this dude had was bad choices. Yeah. So of course he's going to make bad choices.
I mean, he's really good at it, though.
But if you take him and put him, like, that's the scary part about this character, is if he's in a different situation growing up.
Right. Here's the thing that's got me the most. We still don't know what he looks like without the mask.
Yeah.
And the thing that I'm absolutely terrified of is that he's a character that we've seen somewhere else we like.
Could be.
And the idea that he's like, yeah, no, I put that aside. No, you don't get to just put that aside. Like, this issue alone, that's one of the most brutal ways I've ever seen of dispensing anybody.
It's so rude. It's so extra.
Very.
Like,
like how could you? What a waste. Absolutely amazing.
Yeah, there's vengeance, and then there's hibachi.
And you've stepped off into that space.
Yeah.
Okay, just want you to know. Okay, so these are good reads that you should read. I didn't calculate how much.
I think I'm at ballpark 13.
I think that's about right. Let's see. I think we're at $12, $13. So not bad. If you got an extra $12, $13, add these to your take-home pile.
Yep.
Because you will like it.
You will enjoy them quite much.
Yes, we're going to go for a quick commercial break, but we'll be right back. And when we do, we have the must-reads, the books that you cannot go home without.
Absolutely.
You need those.
Ladies and gentlemen, the best comics ever!
To me like
Andrews, the hardest working man in comics here, welcoming you to my 8th campaign here on Kickstarter, the Big Bundle. I'm super excited for this one. This is going to be the biggest project that we have done through Vantage In-House on this platform. The whole point of doing such a massive drop of books is that I recognize that Kickstarter is a very sacred place, and you don't want to reuse that platform too often without giving the most to your backers and supporters. And that's what we want to do right now with the Big Bundle. We have 10 amazing issues, over 6 titles that are coming to you throughout the rest of the year. We're dropping things quarterly. It's going to be a very simple sort of release schedule that we have detailed down below. But I want to tell you a little bit about what's coming. For those that know, Vantage In-House has these 2 phases of stories that we've started. We had VIP Phase 1, where we had our original 4 titles kick off. That's Wonder Care Presents the Kinderguardians, that's Origins Unknown, The Trouble with Love, and The Samaritan. Huge successes. We love those stories. So much so that in some cases we wanted to continue those stories while building out the rest of the shared multiverse of the Vantage In-House books. So we started off VIP Phase 2 with the VIP Phase 2 and 1 Kickstarter that we did in 2021. And that brought to life Never Too Late, which is a sequel to The Trouble with Love, as well as Point of Authority Family Ties, which is a sequel to one of the Origins Unknown series pieces, Point of Authority. So with this this campaign, I'm so excited to say that we will see the full completion of both of those series. Never Too Late actually gets 3 entries. We have Never Too Late issue 2, 3, and 4, dropping 1 in each of the different seasonal categories. We have Point of Authority Family Ties. We're starting off with issue 2, and of course its finale in issue 3 coming in the summer. And then we're dropping 4 new #1 titles. Things that are going to expand the Vantage In-House universe in such a wild, varied way. We're not just talking linearly in time, but we're talking specific story beats that will just flesh out even more of this shared universe and the different things that we have going on. And the part that I'm most excited for, the thing that is just really just getting me quaking in my boots here, is that this is all leading up to the road to No Win. What is No Win? Well, No Win is a project that I've been thinking about, dreaming about, building for years. And it's going to basically pit 2 of our pivotal characters against one another. We're going to have Apex Prime and Smith clash, and this is going to be the road that gets us there. So obviously we want you guys as excited as possible about these wonderful, amazing books that we've got coming up, because we're taking you to some big places, and we can't wait for you to read it all, love it all, and enjoy it, because we know that you will. I'm going to stop talking. You guys scroll through, check out all the cool things, and thank you so very much for checking out this campaign. Thank you so much for supporting all things Vantage In-House, and of course, for supporting me, the hardest working man in comics, Victor Dandridge. I will see you guys next time. Bye!
Welcome back. Still Victor Dandridge, hardest working man in comics.
Probably Ryan Seymour, but you don't know.
You never know. You never know. It could go either way.
Yeah, I could be Nemesis. Right?
Oh, okay. That's darkness.
Yeah,
okay.
Pretend this tomb for Chipotle and Ben and Jerry's doesn't exist.
That could just be body armor. I don't know. Take your shirt off. Let's find out.
Yeah, that's for the Patreon.
Ah, yes. Or only man's.
3 people just unsubscribed. Just like, no.
No, they're searching out other stuff. They're trying to invest hardcore. Okay, so we've got 2 that are the same, 1 that's different. If you don't mind, please hit me off with this Sandman goodness.
Yes. All right. So James Tynion was going to have 2 different books hitting the shelves this week, but there was a misprint. Yeah,
that happens.
World Tree W0 RLDTR33.
Misprint.
Misprint. Shop's supposed to hold on to them. I don't know what the misprint was.
Okay.
I just picked up the stack and
it's a giant throbbing misspelling somewhere.
But that one I'm going to review when it comes out officially, because it's got to be good.
Of course.
So we're left with this. Sandman Nightmare Country, The Glass House #1.
That already, no.
Yeah, it's when you fine Corinthian leather. You know, like when you give me the Corinthian, I'm like, I got to read. Yeah. All right, so we got James on the words, Alessandro Estherren, and Patricio Del Peche round out.
So it's going to be art.
Yeah.
Art. Okay.
Yeah, it's got this really dreamlike, really
look at that.
watercolory sort of vibe.
That's beautifully scary.
Yeah, like it's not realistic's not the right word.
Right.
There's a stylization to everything that things that should be familiar feel a little bit off, and things that shouldn't exist in our world,
of course,
feel like they can.
Of course.
So you're in this kind of umbral sort of thing that state from the art. Yeah, that's.
I like it.
That's my one smart for the week. That's my one smart
for the whole week.
For the whole week. And in this one, God, this is so amazing. I have never felt like I'm reading Neil Gaiman Sandman as much as I did with this.
Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
James's writing absolutely killed. It's just freaking amazing.
Of course.
So it's this dude who works at this investment firm.
Okay.
And he is given the opportunity, like their boss is kind of scummy.
Yeah.
And everything's like Barcon style. Like, you hang out, and then eventually he'll take you this other place, and that's how you get into the big leagues.
Makes sense.
So this dude every week goes through the whole process of that, and finally gets his shot. I don't trust. Like there's. So we get a brief glimpse of what the second bar.
Yeah.
For like, oh yeah, you're one of the coolest, and it is really disturbing because it's like the scene from Not Devil's Reject. The one with the Keanu Reeves.
Oh, Devil's Advocate.
Devil's Advocate.
Oh!
And he gives off strong Devil's Advocate vibes.
Okay.
And then we find out just a little bit more, just enough. James just gives us just enough to make me really terrified, because how is Corinthian going to fit in? How,
That's good stuff.
How are the Endless involved
Yeah.
with this dude and investments? Like, it's so amazing. I cannot recommend it enough. It is really, really good.
I love it. Okay. That's solid. I will see yours, and I will match with 8 Billion Genies.
Oh, that's so good.
Number 8. The end is here. Chucky Soul, Ryan Brown, you guys. The journey that you have taken us on has been this great experience of thoughtful considerations, critique of humanity, so many different things. You needed to read this book. And when you do, you will see that ultimately what this is a love letter to humanity asking us to do better for ourselves.
Okay.
Because, this is a slight spoiler, this has happened before.
Really?
This has happened before. So, yeah. All of this has happened before.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, when you see the totality of this concept and how it's played out, you understand that there's a master at work. Like, this was just a lot of great ideas at first. Like, you're just like, this is a crazy journey. I don't even know where it's going.
Yeah.
Now I understand why, before this issue came out, before the series was over, a deal was struck to bring this out in other media. Because, oh my goodness, this will be one of those projects that impacts people on a personal level, and they don't even know it yet.
Nice.
Like, this is that exploration of what comics are capable of, and when you see it, when it comes to its fruition, and you go, oh my God,
yeah,
this is what you've done for me. Amazing. Amazing. Because there's stuff that, like, when you find out, like, about characters, and you're like, wait, how is that even possible? They explain it all. It's so perfectly wrapped up.
Fantastic.
It's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. And the 8 motif and all of it is just so freaking cool. Good job.
Yeah.
Good job. I'm not saying I cried, but my face was wet when I was done reading it. That's all I'm gonna say. My face was wet. It could have just been I was sweating, but I don't know.
Never know. I sweat. It
Yeah,
happens.
yeah. Eye sweat is real.
Look at the
especially in
Corinthian.
Ohio. Oh God, I don't
yeah.
want to.
There's
I don't
so
want to.
many-
No. You just made that bad.
One of the really cool things about 8 Billion Genies, number 1 came out, and it had like a real comedy vibe to it.
Yes.
There was the famous Genies variant cover, the 1%. I think that was a character from the movie Wishmaster.
Right.
This one, the final issue, has a Make-A-Wish cover, and proceeds from that.
Get out.
That's cheap. Yeah, Image Comics. Proceeds from that particular cover. So if you're at your local shop, you have the choice. Pick up the Make-A-Wish.
Get that one.
Yeah.
Get that one now, like right now. That's brilliant. Of course, make a whip.
Yeah.
You can't, like, just, oh, that's so good.
Brilliant.
Okay. Speaking of good vibes, The Ambassadors, issue 2, Mark Miller, Carl Kerschel. I felt so many feelings reading this book.
Yeah, because it's having to choose. Like, all right, so if you put one person and maybe a foundation of a few people together, and you're like, I'm going to choose a few, like 5, 6 people out of the entire totality of humanity to give superpowers to. How do you do it?
How do you do? What is the logical thought process that you have to undergo in order to make that happen? Okay. Again, so here's the thing. For a story that takes place in India, okay, super topical in today's American readership, and I think that's also part of the part that really hits home. We're talking like, okay, warning, folks, there's a mass shooting in here, and it's important that you understand that. That while that happens, that's just a backdrop to a circumstance and scenario.
Yeah.
There's a lot more human connection story stuff here.
Yeah.
Like very emotional sort of story beats. And it's insane. It's insane.
Yeah. Because there's still the background story of the couple. Like,
one has the ability to grant these powers,
Mm-hmm.
and the other one is probably evil.
Definitely
I'm-
evil,
I'm not
without
sure.
question.
But they also have massive financial backing. They have powers of their own if it's were to based on issue 1.
Yes.
If that's the person we're thinking of. So you've got that story playing out as their chess match.
Yeah, yeah.
And then you've got this real, where the rubber meets the road, humanity, you now have powers.
Yeah.
What do you do with them? Are you a good person? And while you're, God, I forgot how to phrase it without spoiling.
Right.
What price are you willing to pay
Oh, that's a good one. That's the
to
phrasing.
maintain everything?
Yeah. This one, okay, so this one got me on an existential level
Mhm.
because what's interesting is, and I give full credit to Mark for thinking this through, to have superpowers, which is something that gets explored in 8 Billion Genies. There's so many people that would just jump at that, like 1,000,000%. You have to create a scenario that makes having the superpowers a problem so that the antagonist side have a viable thing that they could come back to you and offer. And because really, if you were to offer that thing to a person and as they understood the framework initially, I don't think there's much of a take. Like, you're like, nah, like
No, that's skeevy.
yeah, like super skeeve. I would never. But when you put it in the context of what actually happened, now you go, but what I lost was like a lot though. Like, and I didn't even ask for like.
Yeah, you can't put a quantitative.
You can't. And that's what makes this so brilliant. Like, when you really have to sit down and think about it, I think that's the part that gives it the most heart, is that this is so personal. Like, you have to look at this and go, would you be an ambassador?
Yeah.
Could you be an ambassador? I can tell you right now, I don't think I could. Although I think the next issue is going to really put me in a perspective, because it's the first one that's a mother-son sort of scenario, which I'm like super excited. But this one, man, how do you not be?
It's life-changing,
resentful, right? Like, there's
in multiple ways.
so much, and because like he couldn't tell anybody that he was offered, and then you're like, wait, you're just gonna say no? That could have helped. So like, that is,
Does it make you a bad guy? That's the thing, is like when you're in that situation, you have these powers.
Yes.
What exactly is defined as a bad guy?
Right. Especially when the bestowing of the power wasn't necessarily something that you asked for. You were designated.
Yeah.
And much in the same way of superhero tropes everywhere, it's usually not a person that's like, hey, I'm going to be a hero. Something happens to them.
Yeah.
And then they choose to become a hero.
Yeah.
Yikes. What a question mark. Okay. Obviously, we gushed about that one because it was definitely in the higher runnings for being the book of the week, without question.
And you need to buy it.
You have to buy it, like, especially because they're coming out every 2 weeks. Like, issue 1 just came out 2 weeks ago, so this is going to be a very fast-paced production because there's a different artist on each issue, and we're going to get this full range. So super excited. The one that did just slightly push it, like just slightly, Superman Lost #2. Christopher Priest, Pagolian, Paz Cox. What is this? Like, how has this been marketed? Because I haven't heard enough. I haven't seen enough interviews. None of that.
Superman long form miniseries Elseworlds, kind of. That's
game changer. Okay, like
if Dawn of DC was not going on,
this
should
be it. Yes. I don't think that there's been as emotionally deep of a Superman story since All-Star Superman. That's like 2006. Like, that's gross.
Right? Like, that shouldn't. Well, I'm totally cool with that being one of the markers, like, you have to do at least this. It's sad that there hasn't been something since. Right. Because with a character as iconic as Superman, but this creative team, Jiminy Christmas. They start out with like your basic, good of the many type situation. So, like, there's a spaceship that has like some
warp
kind of
drive,
but it's like a black hole, and if Superman's he's the only one that can do it. You can only one get in there and kind of complete the circuit and prevent it from going massive and like sucking the Earth into nothingness. But in the process, Superman disappears.
Yeah.
We don't, in the first issue, we don't know where he went to. He's come back, but he's seen some stuff.
Yeah, he's seen some stuff, and there's been like a huge span of time for him that hasn't been for everyone else. So that's going to be like a crazy piece of this one. I'm going to tell you, okay, when it comes to the conversation of overpowered characters, and I've been like very keen on suggesting the idea that I don't actually believe in that concept. What that ultimately is to me is either the story itself isn't written well enough for you as a reader to appreciate, or as a writer, you don't have the scope to figure out how to manage a character like that. Christopher Priest has basically stated Superman's power level is something higher than what we traditionally see it as.
Yeah.
Without even like magically being like, oh yeah, no, he's just the greatest thing ever. Yeah. Like, there's a scope and understanding of how gravity and solar radiation work for him specifically that makes him powerful, and how he responds to it's so smart.
Yeah.
Man.
Because it's got this cool like sci-fi vibe to it, Silver Age style.
Yeah.
But this very modern, but not cynical.
Right.
Which I always feel like cynical is part of like it's still very much Superman, as hopeful as like he can help make things better. And we get these two different alien cultures that he interacts with. And like one of them, I don't know, I call them space Jawas, but like Jawas are already space. And like they're confused by him.
They're very confused. Like, wait, what?
Because how rare is someone like Superman,
right?
Just in the universe in general.
That's one thing. Well, and that's the other part of it too, is for a character as cosmically renowned as Superman, and they have no idea what he is.
Yeah.
Then you're like, well, what? This is interesting. Like, this is untapped territory. And it goes into, yes, there's this huge mythos within DC Comics of all these spacefaring races and things like that. But what happens if you just create something new?
Yeah.
And you explore, you get to, tell interesting stories. It's wonderful.
And the second culture he interacts with.
It's scary.
It's not that far off.
No, and that's the part that you're like, oh no, that's kind of bad. What I love is the breakdown. And again, this is one of those things where if you are a believer in extraterrestrial life, the framework for what they've dropped him off at is so wonderful, because they're like, well, yeah, no, it's one of these, right? And then you go, oh, well, I guess there could be a bunch of those, couldn't there?
Yeah.
Like, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
So I was like, that's way too easy for that to... And
way
then you're
too
like,
easy.
wait a minute.
Wait. And you go, oh, well, depending on where you are, like, that could be very common, actually. So,
and
wonderful.
To see him have a PTSD type response to something. God. How vulnerable. Like, this is a dude who is basically a demigod.
Yeah. Having that kind of reaction where the person who has to tell him what to do makes sense. What it is that he's doing makes sense. Like,
oh, man,
there's so much. Yeah, that's
your unconscious. Like, oh crap, I
gotta do this. You're like, no, you're fine. You're like, am I? I don't think I am.
Yeah.
So
man.
Good times.
Yes.
Good times. So yeah, those are the must reads. Again, we're looking at cost wise somewhere for
13.
No, not bad. Not bad.
So once
Solid.
again, you're $25-$30 and you're good for the week. And you've got a gang of great books to read.
Ton of stories, ton of good stuff. Get it, read it, highly recommend it. We hope that you like it. In fact, we hope that you like this episode. And if you did, click that thumbs up, because we definitely want to see that action. Tell everybody that you love this show, because we love you.
We love you. And we do this every week. So hit the subscribe and the bell, and we'll let you know, hey,
Biggie boom.
These guys did it.
Absolutely.
And if this episode is too long, check it out, because Jeremy, the supreme producer, is creating little snippet ones for you.
So we can share those directly. And we will share those to the creators especially, because it gives us an opportunity to directly interact with them. So if you like that, jump on those threads, because that's amazing. Tell the creators how much you love their work, because they should hear that. Just saying. Just throwing it out there.
Because there's so much negative.
Absolutely.
And there's so much awesome. So let's make it work.
Let's make it all work. We'll see you guys next week. Bye.